Okay, we'd like to welcome Russell Henley into the interview room, our 2025 champion of the Arnold Palmer Invitational presented by MasterCard. Russell, you pick up your 5th win, 4 under on your last 7 holes, including that eagle on 16. Mr. Palmer would be proud with that finish. If we can get some comments on what it means for you to win his tournament.
Yeah, I've grown up watching this event and just seen all the amazing finishes coming down the stretch. And I never really, you never really think you're going to get that opportunity to come down the 18th and make a par to win. And it's really just hard to take in right now. It's a tremendous honor, and that's what's so cool about this game is to go play where all the legends have played.
All right, well, congratulations. We'll start with Doug Ferguson here on the front row.
Russell, two things. What are you most proud of today?
I would say just my attitude. Jane, just go on down. I'd say my attitude when I bogeyed both par 5s on the front. Just really momentum killers. And, I didn't really feel like I had a great chance at that point, and Colin was just playing so steady, and like he always does. And so just to hang in there enough to give myself some looks is what I'll take from this day.
Secondly, when the chip came out on 16, was there any concern it was running too hot down the grassless green?
The grassless green. Yeah, I mean, I knew it was probably going to be, 5-6 feet by, but I don't know that you can stop it, with any pace right there. I think Colin hit his a couple feet by, and, that's just kind of golf. I mean, sometimes you get a good break like that, and it hits the pin and goes in, and I asked Andy after, and he said he didn't think it'd be but 5 or 6 feet by, but I guess I need to watch it on the replay to see how fast it was moving, but kind of surreal.
All right, let's go back left over here, Tom.
Russell, a couple things. Number one, I guess you said afterwards, were you in shock? You actually said, I think you were in shock.
Yeah.
What was that feeling like? Was it kind of surreal?
Yeah, I mean, it's still surreal wearing this thing up here. I've tried to just work really hard at all aspects of my game and to try to put myself in position to win tournaments and compete at the highest possible level on the biggest and best courses. And just crazy that it happened like that. And just hard to take in. I can't explain it. And also just the pressure of knowing that Colin, was going to play so steady and knowing that I had to play steady. It almost kind of made me realize it was just so far from over, knowing that I knew he was going to hit great shots coming down the last 2 holes as well. So just tremendously hard to win out here.
Also, with that being said, are you a man who doesn't show many emotions? Because it was hardly a smile after the chip in and after the final putt went in.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't feel like there was much to smile about at that point, just because if I go to the next hole and hit it in the water and then hit it in the water again on 18, then I'm not sitting here, and there's just a lot of really tough golf ahead of me. So I didn't really feel like it was a time to smile. I felt like it was time to get really focused on what I need to do on my next shot.
All right, let's go to Paul in the middle.
Russell, you've said in the past you're a low ball hitter, and you felt like you'd been improving on courses that maybe you didn't quite fit the bill on always. Would this have been a course 3-4 years ago that you felt like you could win at?
I don't know that I would have felt like I could win 3 or 4 years ago. I'm definitely more confident in the last 2 years than I was 4 years ago. But when a place gets really firm and fast, it's obviously an advantage for a shorter hitter. I like it when it gets like that. So I think it plays in, I think if you want the conditions like that, then that's a positive for you.
And then just your putting has improved pretty dramatically since working with Phil. Just wondering what you guys have particularly worked on and what that's meant to you.
Yeah, I can't tell you that it's a secret. No, I've just tried to listen to everything he said. From the start, working with Phil, I've just said, what do you want me to do? Because I was just so lost with my game, with my putting a few years back, and just super inconsistent. Didn't really have a great plan, and he's kind of learned my personality and really just tried to get me to focus on the little details of improving, just set up and start line and how I read the greens and believing, in my process, even when things aren't going well. So it's not just a little tip here and there with the putting. It's also like he's a psychologist as well. Really, he's amazing.
All right, let's go Shed and Adam, and then we'll come over to this side.
Russell right here, Dave Shedlowski, Golf Digest. Talk about that putt at 17, because that was a big putt too, that second one.
Yeah, I knew that it was going to be kind of a weird, tricky second shot there. I knew it was probably up against the collar or on that first cut, and my first putt went hard left, and I don't know if I pulled it. I don't think I pulled it that much, but I think it got hung up in the grass a little bit off that first cut, and I just kind of knew it was going to be hard. Like I wasn't thinking, oh man, this is going to be a cakewalk these last two holes. I knew I was going to have to make some putts if I wanted to win, and so I just tried to stay focused, and I did a really good job of going back to my same process, my mental process, how I read the putt, and committing to my line, and pick the right line.
When did you feel most nervous, over the last putt or the one at 17, or?
I think 17 and 18. I was very nervous. That was as nervous as I can remember ever being.
All right, Adam.
More than the President's Cup?
I mean, when you're in the moment, I guess it's hard for me to rate them. Yeah, I guess maybe I was more at the President's Cup. I'm not really sure, but when you get that nervous and your heart's beating that fast, it's hard to even. It's hard to rate it. I was very nervous, though.
How much did the President's Cup experience help you today?
It helped me, I think, a lot. Just, being on the team with these guys, Colin, Scotty, Xander, Patrick, these guys who I've just literally watched YouTube videos of different parts of their game and watch them practice and try to get better and learn from what they're doing, how they're handling themselves, because they're beating me. And to be on their team and them feel like, I really felt like they wanted me to be on the team. It gave me confidence in my game, and just to keep doing what I was doing. And I've asked some of those guys for advice since then, and they've been really kind to give it to me, and just kind of a cool little family to be a part of.
All right, a couple back here on the fourth row, George, and then we'll come up to Doug.
Russell, go Dogs.
Go Dogs.
In the spirit of what have you done lately for the fans, the last guy who won this tournament went down the road and won a really big one. How does momentum play into your game?
I think it's huge. You see a couple putts go in, or you feel like things are going well, you kind of feel like you're unstoppable, and then make one or two bad swings, get a bad break, and all of a sudden golf feels really hard. So momentum's huge, but I'm just going to try to focus on now and not later. Thanks.
All right, right here on the fourth row.
Mike Brodsky, Florida National News. We've heard a lot about Arnold Palmer's legacy and how he's given back to the community. Now that you've won a red card again, Russell, what are some of the charities that you support? And looking forward into the future, what would you like your legacy to be?
Yeah, so in my hometown, support the rescue mission of Middle Georgia, Macon, and the Macon Volunteer Clinic, which my dad started in 2001 or 2000, I think. And in Columbus, Georgia, where I live now, we support True Springs. It's a lower school, and it's just amazing. And so I really have just tried to, my wife and I, Teal and I, just tried to put a lot of our focus on, picking and choosing really wisely and putting a lot of thought into where we give.
All right, let's go to Doug and then Edgar.
I don't mean to dumb this down, but what was the club on 14?
5-iron. So I tried to practice straight shots mainly, and on 9, I had to hit a cut shot because the wind was off the right. I couldn't hit a straight to a draw; it would bounce out, and just wasn't the right club. And that's what these tough courses do. They force you to hit shots that maybe you don't practice a lot, but you just have to hit that shot if you want to have a chance of hitting a good one. And so that was a cut 5-iron, and I don't remember the last time I don't practice that shot a lot. I'm not trying to hit a high and soft cut 5-iron very often. I'm just trying to hit it straight to a little draw. And so when that one came off and hit the green, I just thought, man, that was a really nice feeling. I told Andy that, and he said, keep reliving it, man. Keep remembering that shot. That was awesome. So I'll definitely look back at that. Was kind of maybe changed the momentum a little bit.
And then, secondly, you look at the last 2 plus maybe 3 years at the level of play you've been at. You now go to number 7 in the world. Do you feel like a top 10 player? And if so, have you felt like one for some time?
No, I don't really feel like a top 10 player. I have so much respect for this game and all these amazing players. It's so difficult to even put yourself in the position to try to win a golf tournament on the PGA Tour, and I definitely don't feel like it. I mean, I guess the rankings would tell you that, but I have so much respect for so many players out here who are all so talented, and so it's hard for me to kind of comprehend that.
All right, let's go right here, Edgar, and we'll go over to Jeff.
A little off course here, but growing up in Macon and playing guitar, I mean, did that area's musical kind of underpinnings influence you at all?
Did what now?
Macon.
Yeah.
Growing up in Macon.
Yeah.
Did that influence your guitar playing?
Oh, influence my guitar playing. Maybe. I always played a lot of guitar, or watched my best friend who was in a band play, and I just kind of watched them, and they were definitely educated on the Allman Brothers and the history of music in Macon, Georgia, and it's pretty cool that the Allman Brothers are from Macon. So I'm always bragging about that.
Sure. You should.
Yeah.
The other thing, is there something you can apply from like playing guitar to golf? I mean, the precision, the discipline, the practice needed, things like that? Or do you just use it to relax?
I don't play much guitar anymore. I change a lot of diapers and stuff. Yeah, I don't think about it too much. I think that was kind of a long time ago when I played a lot of guitar.
All right, let's go to Jeff over on the right.
Russell, you said a number of times this week the last 3 years have been your best years of your career. Is it, when you're playing as well as you are, is it hard not to ask yourself, when is that next win going to come? Because it was like almost 900 days.
Yeah, I mean, it really isn't hard because I just feel like you can play some amazing golf and not win. I mean, Colin played so awesome this week, and he didn't win, and that's just the tough part of this game. So I haven't really, because I just feel like there's so many amazing players out here that are so talented, I haven't really put a lot of pressure on myself to win. I've just tried to focus on trying to be really, really good at what I'm good at, and try to put myself in the best situation, and try to knock on the door as much as I can, and get as close to the lead as I can, and kind of have the intent to play to win and put myself in that position. But I haven't really put a lot of pressure on myself to win, because I know it's just so hard.
All right, let's go to Paul back here in the middle.
Russell, you had a chance to win last week at the Cognizant.
Yeah.
Didn't materialize. Just wondering what you felt like you did differently today, or if it felt similar through 7 holes and then things flip.
I chipped awful the Cognizant. Very basic chip shots. I think I duffed one, hit one thin, hit one way too hard. So just felt like way out of whack with my chipping. And Mark Blackburn gave me like a chipping lesson this week and watched me hit some. And I got some balls up and down this week that gave me a lot of confidence. And that was the tough thing about last Sunday, is I was playing well, but my chipping was probably the worst in the full field. So kind of tough to win when you can't get a basic chip shot up and down.
All right. Anything else? Russell, congratulations.
Thank you.
Russell will keep you right there.
Okay.